Salutations everyone, this is Razor giving you some kill confirmed gameplay on the map Plaza using that's right, an SMG, using the PDW with a suppressor here. So as you may guess, this is a rather old gameplay because I don't play with submachine guns really anymore, and that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about my thoughts on submachine guns, and hopefully I can get your guys' opinion on the subject as well. Um, so, when Black Ops 2 first came out, it became rather obvious that the SMGs were the strongest class of weapons in the game by far. It really wasn't a competition, especially in the beginning before any patches or nerfs or anything like that. There was quite the gap between how good the SMGs were and how good really anything else was. Once again, this was rather early on in the game, so the Target Finder PDW or the Target Finder LMG combination really wasn't spoiled for everyone because of YouTubers view whoring. So, we saw more SMGs in the beginning than maybe we do now, but it's still the most predominantly used weapon class in the game. The most commonly of which being the PDW number 1, the MSC number 2, and the MP7 number 3. And now we got the new one like the Peacekeeper. So why do I not like the submachine guns? I'm going to tell you why I don't like them. I never really like any of the overpowered weapons in any of the COD franchise games. No matter what the weapon was, if it was overpowered. I just didn't like using it for a variety of reasons. First of all, I'm good at the game. Just no beat around the bush there. I'm just good at Call of Duty. That a lot of people are. And if I'm using a gun like this, it's just there's no challenge to me. And if something's not challenging and I'm just winning all the time, uh, then it's not going to be very fun for me to play or entertaining for people to watch, I feel. Of course, plenty of people do like watching submachine gun gameplay. And if you would like to see more, probably have like 5 or 6 on my hard drive somewhere from early on in the game's life. So leave the comments below if you want to see more submachine gun gameplay. And other reason I don't like it is because everyone's using it. It's really not that special to be using a submachine gun. Anyone can get a good score with this gun. And, I like to do things a little differently. I play with shotguns and pistols and sniper rifles and, you know, and stuff like that. Everyone's using the submachine guns, so there's really no reason for me to because that market is already full. But what are some good things about the submachine guns? When it comes to the YouTube scene, you see some of the really good players out there, like the Marka J, use submachine guns, and no one really cries foul about that. And why is that? I like watching the Marka J, and I don't mind it when he uses submachine guns, because it's like watching a Major League Baseball player with an aluminum bat. We all know that Jay could use really pretty much whatever weapon he wants and play on a completely even field, like using a wooden bat, and do incredibly well, hit big home runs with, his scores. But you put something really, really strong in his hands, like a PDW, a Chi-Com, MSMC, Peacekeeper, what have you, and it's like giving him an aluminum bat. So not only is he going to hit home runs, he's going to get towering skyscraper home runs. And those are really fun to watch. It's a spectacle. We really aren't looking to see how versatile someone can be when they're as good as someone like Mark J or Sandy Ravage, Optic, Nade Shot, or fill in the gap of great player. It's nice to see people like XCal who use different weapons and do really, really well with those. But when you watch someone like Marka J, it's really impressive to see just how good he can do with a really good gun. It bumps it up to another level. So those gameplays are really entertaining, and they still have their place. Sure, I could try to use SMGs in Ground War and get giant scores, but that really doesn't seem very fun to me. And maybe I just can't do well with submachine guns. Who knows? Maybe I can't get that 100 kill gameplay that everyone else seemed to be able to do in ground wars with suppressed PDWs and MSMCs. And I honestly don't care. I have much more fun using the pistols and shotguns and riot shields, LMGs, sniper rifles, and stuff like that. But maybe you guys have different opinions, so be sure to leave your comments below of what you think about the SMGs, who you like watching see them, who you don't like watching use them, and if I should use them more often. But it just seems to me that it's not a very fun weapon class type for me to use. I do like using the Chi-Com a little bit because it's a 3 burst and it's actually usable. But it's still a submachine gun. It has really good handling characteristics. It's definitely not one of the best because of that 3 burst hinders it a bit, which is what I kind of like about it. And for the most part, all the other SMGs, there's really not much difference. They're all incredibly strong. Even the aforementioned Peacekeeper, which I told you I kind of liked when it first came out because it wasn't strong as the other SMGs, but uh, after seeing the gun a lot more, using it and seeing it used against me, I really changed my mind about that. It's really just like all the other SMGs. That thing has 0 recoil. It has more view kick than most of the other SMGs, but which some people will confuse with recoil, but it doesn't really have any recoil, and it's really strong. And most people just use target finders on it. I mean, go figure. But there are some good parts of SMGs being in the game. Like for instance, if you're someone like me, you're good at the game, you're just like clowning around with other guns, and then you run into a super duper try hard lobby, and maybe that SWAT or that executioner just isn't competing against these super tryhards with their PDWs and peacekeepers, MSMCs, what have you. The submachine gun will even the playing field and will really put these nerds in their place who they think they're really good at the game, but really they're not. They're just using an overpowered gun and they're being really campy and tryhardy. So complete knife fail there, by the way. Um, Oh, but yeah, so that is another positive about the SMGs being in the game. I don't have any creative classes with SMGs. If I had like 1,000 creative classes, I would, just in case I ran into a tryhard lobby, which of course does happen. More so in Black Ops 2 than any other Call of Duties. I feel because of the whole matchmaking system and the fact that this game is much easier to play in a party than it is in really any other Call of Duty, and more people play in parties than ever before, which encourages other players to travel in parties too, because that way, when you get into those lobbies with full parties, it's not going to be, it's not going to be a shit fest when you just keep getting stomped on with a bunch of randoms on your team. So this game is rather difficult when you're playing an entire team of tack inserting, head glitching, uh, target finder LMG kids with PDW secondaries and bouncing betties everywhere. So if you do slap on an SMG, that really is going to nullify their argument that they're good at the game. Because a really good player with an SMG is going to destroy a campy player with an SMG or target finder LMG or whatever overpowered gun you want to be talking about. So it is kind of a nice little fuck you in the game when, oh, you think you're good at this game? Let me show you what I can do with a really good gun, such as the PDW or MSMC. Not saying that this gameplay is really good. It's pretty nice. It was a gameplay I got a long time ago, and it is a 6v6 kill confirmed. It's not a ground war, and I'm getting a pretty good amount of kills considering I'm not in ground war and I'm not really using very good score streaks. And also, I'm completely alone here, not playing with anybody whatsoever. And my teammates were just being absolutely ridiculously terrible, and it's not really fun playing with 5 terrible people, especially when the other team is a bunch of tryhards and they're all in the full part. Not saying that they were in this game. I don't even know if that was the case, but an SMG can level the playing field if that is the case. So that is definitely a positive of really strong guns such as the SMGs being in the game. that you can deal with those try-hard noobs. But they're also, really entertaining to watch when a really good player uses the SMGs. Because, like I said, it's like seeing Prince Fielder with an aluminum bat. We all know he can hit that big home run, but when you give him that aluminum thing, that extra pop, it's gonna go another 200 feet, and it's a spectacle, It's something really entertaining to watch. So that's why I don't have problems with some people using the submachine guns. Not that, I think that they're special or that they have a certain right to or anything, but I think you all know what I'm getting at. Anyways, game is over, time limit, couldn't get 50 kills, but final score is 49-11, 32 confirms. Hope you guys enjoyed. I would like to see your comments below on the matter, and I will see you next time.